Boom, boom. Welcome again to another episode of the Washington SXN podcast. As always, like, share, and subscribe. As always, don't forget to click that bell so you can get notified whenever I drop a video. I do video daily, so click that bell to get notified so you can come and see what I'm talking about on a daily basis. So don't know. Boom, let's go. So Idris Elba went to Ghana. He met the president, and in a press conference, he was talking about he want to build a studio in Ghana. So here's a video, then we talk about it. Boom.
Currently, we call it West African Studios, but that's because it's a working title. But we've been working at this for 3 or 4 years to raise a plan that puts a facility at the center of African filmmaking. There's a lot of African filmmaking, but the facilities around that are something that is lacking. In South Africa, they have a big facility. A lot of film production goes there. But quickly, as we're planning this, we realized that policy is where the actual groundwork needs to be laid. We've studied the models of obviously South Africa, who have an incredible incentive package. Then around Europe, obviously Greece, Morocco. These are all places where they realize the value of the filmmaking dollar, and have brought that policy into play. It needs to be robust. It needs to be competitive to the rest of the world. But we believe for sure, and I know you believe this too, it's been part of your legacy that you want to leave as well, that Ghana should step up in terms of attracting those filmmakers. So I think one of the things to just highlight for you, what I want to do personally myself, I have a film that I'm directing, and I'm hoping to bring that film, or at least some of that film, to shoot in Ghana. That film will be, I would say we would be here in December. We start pre-production in August. Some of the film, 2 or 3 weeks, will be in Ghana, say by December. Hopefully, if we were to move with a fair wind and we were in agreement of what we could do in terms of the policy, we could case study my film as a proof of concept. Needless to say, it would take a lot of collaboration to move quickly. However, it would be very beneficial for us to show and to make an announcement to the world that Ghana is open for business. Here is the steps, the policies are in place, and we have actually bringing a film, one of the soil, I might say, to our country, and we're going to put our money where our mouth is.
So there you see, Idris Elba is saying he's directing a movie and he's gonna do it, most of it. Well, not most of it. He's gonna do part of the movie in Ghana, and he's gonna build a studio in Ghana. So that's a plus. Some tell people it's ripe for investment right now. The African continent on a whole. So Ghana, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, South Africa, those Sierra Leone, Rwanda, all those places is ripe for investment on for African American and Afro-Caribbean or African American or just black people on the whole globally, you see. So, and also, look how he get to meet the president, but he's kind of a superstar mover, so it's understandable, and he's bringing business, construction, and a studio, which is needed in Ghana, because Nigeria right now is blowing up when it comes on to movies. Nigeria is like the king of movies in the continent. They have all start of movies, and South Africa, I noticed, well, South Africa have a studios and cinemas, but here's the thing with South Africa. South Africa mostly have movies filmed in South Africa, and they always, and when they film movies in South Africa, notice it's always the rural areas, the ghetto-looking zinc and poor people, and that's the kind of image they show in movies when it come on to the continent of Africa. They don't show. Only movie I think that did something similar to that was better than that was Black Panther, when they show Africa in a brighter light. But most movies they don't, because right now Nigeria, Zimbabwe, they have better train tracks, better trains than Africa, than America and Europe. They have massive buildings over there. As you can see, if you go on just Google infrastructure in Africa, and you see these marvelous, beautiful cities, and I don't know, that's just infrastructure on a whole. It's it's booming right now in Africa. So that's what I always tell people. Stop watching Western news like CNN, the BBCs, the Fox News, and all these giant social media. They only show Africa in a negative light. Big belly picnic with the fly here. It's always that. When they're begging money, that's it. That's all they show. Are they showing places where they have no electricity, or no running water? They have the well, the thing where they pump to get the water. That's what they all show, and every country has that. Look at Africa. I'm sorry, not my one. America have some terrible cities. Let me say terrible. Some shitty places, but they don't show that on TV. They only show New York and Los Angeles and California and all those places to push America. Everybody, that's why everybody want to run to America. But America have some. I've been there. I've been to New York. And America have some shitty projects. Smell. Infested with rodents, with roaches and rats and all that. But when coming to Africa, they only show the parts of Africa where like with dirt and there's no grass and the house is shacks and it pisses me off because Africa is more than that. Is if you just take the time and just type in any African country and type in the city and look and look and go on photos or even go on YouTube. Even on my channel, I have a few videos with the infrastructure of Africa, and there's a lot of places there's a lot of channels that show Africa in a good light, like homes, homes that we're paying for here in the West, like for 300,000 for a studio apartment, like a studio apartment. A friend of mine recently bought a 2-bedroom apartment, not a 2-bedroom house, a 2-bedroom apartment that costs 225,000. With that 225,000, you could have bought at least 4 houses, 2 3-bedroom homes in Ghana with that money, and even 100,000 can give you the top of the line house in Ghana. 200,000, same thing. That 200,000, you can get a 5-bedroom mansion in Ghana for 200,000, and in Nigeria and in Zimbabwe. Just Google it. I'm gonna do a video on homes in Africa and the price on them, so you can see and compare. You're buying actual homes instead of apartment buildings or apartments in these, these skyscrapers, these like 10-story building with apartment. You're buying the apartment in it, so it's not yours, not really yours. But in Africa, you can get a home, 2, 3, 4-bedroom houses, with kitchen, backyard, front yard, and all that, gated community, all of that for 60, 70, 80,000 dollars, US dollars. So it's a plus in any way you look at it to go to Africa. I'm imploring people, go to Africa, see it for yourself. Don't listen to what people say. Don't make no one convince you not to go, because most of who is convincing them not to go to Africa have never been there themselves. So yeah, don't do that. Just go to the continent, see what it have to offer, see if you can do business there, see if you will have a better life there, and then stop worrying about the police brutality and police killing of black people in America and racism and these currents. Go to Africa, where you don't have to worry about them things. Boom, you don't know it is. So anyway, you don't know, it's a Washington SXM podcast as always. Peace, one love, boom.